Welcome back to the podcast, Redeemed. We're working through Judges. We talked about Gideon on our last podcast. This time we're going to talk about another pretty famous judge. His name is Samson.
Might be the most famous judge.
Could be. There's a lot of people that
know the story of Samson.
Yeah, he's like the original Captain America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but we're not to that point yet.
Nope.
Let's start at the beginning. And it's kind of interesting because you have a wife and her husband. Mm-hmm. The wife gets visited by the angel.
Yep.
And says, this is what's going to happen. These are the things you have to do. Mm-hmm. And if you don't do it, then there's going to be some consequences to that.
Correct.
But this kid or this boy was supposed to be basically set aside, and then God was going to use him.
Yes.
Okay, pretty straightforward, pretty understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Israelites again did evil in the eyes of the Lord, and this time they were handed over into the hands of the Philistines.
Yes.
For 40 years. That's a good amount of time.
It's a long time.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It took the Israelites a little longer on this one.
Yeah.
I thought we'll figure it out without God.
And they didn't. So
They did not.
And eventually, like always, they cry out, and so the Lord creates a way for all this to happen. And this time it was a boy. His name was Samson. So we have the wife. She's visited by the angel.
Yep.
Okay. The husband was not around when the angel showed up. Creates kind of a tension point.
It's like, whoa. Mm-hmm. Who told you all this stuff?
Right. And he takes it fairly well, but he wanted to hear the same words that his wife heard.
Mm-hmm. From the angel.
Yes.
From the angel.
Yeah.
But he didn't make the connection that it was an angel.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
From whoever.
Correct. Yeah, in his prayer, he says, "Pardon your servant, Lord. I beg you to let the man of God you sent to us come again to teach us how to bring up the boy who is to be born." So they thought probably like prophet, something like that. Mm-hmm. Little did they know.
Mm-hmm. And you know this once again. When we were talking about Gideon, God worked with Gideon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, he gave him the signs he wanted. All of them. I mean, he did a lot of things to help convince Gideon this is what he wanted to do. So what does God do? God sends the angel of the Lord back, and back to the wife, and immediately she goes and gets her husband and says, the guy's here. So he rushes out. Well, I don't know if it rushes, but he went out, met him, and he basically tells Manoah, the husband, the exact same thing
All
he
the
told
same
the wife.
things.
Yep.
Like, I got to come down here again just to say everything all over again.
Yeah.
Like, really, guys?
Yeah.
You couldn't relay the message?
And this is where you kind of see Manoah's disbelief. I mean, he's asking for the angel's name. He's asking for him to stay and eat.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's necessarily disbelief, but it's just not understanding this is an angel.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was still stuck on the fact that that this was just a man of God.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And I believe that he believed that what the angel was telling him was going to happen. I don't see that in there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like all that.
Yeah, no, he just
it wasn't like Sarah and Abraham, who Sarah in the background's laughing. You know what I'm saying?
Why'd you laugh? I didn't.
Yeah. That's not what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems like Manoah is actually on board with this, but he is confused about who he's actually talking to.
Yeah.
And so he's like, hey, let me make you a meal. Stick around.
Yeah.
Hey, can I have your name so that we know
who are you?
Yeah. And I love the angel's response. The angel's is something you can't understand.
Beyond understanding.
Beyond understanding. That must have been some kind of name.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I want to find that angel when I get there.
You wouldn't get it.
Can I get it now? I'm curious.
Yeah. So anyway, and then after, and so then so they do make the offering and stuff, and the angel
ascends into heaven.
Mm-hmm. And
that's when they realize.
Yeah.
That's not
Whoa.
just, wait a second. That was not just some guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the Manoah now, he's like, oh, we're doomed. That's it. We're done.
Yeah.
We've seen God. We're done.
Yep.
That's just it.
And once again, the wife is there to kind of calm him down and bring it back to, no, if he'd wanted us dead, we'd already be dead. Yeah. And he wouldn't have spent all this time to take the offering or to come down and talk to us. Mm-hmm. So I think we're good.
Exactly.
We're going to be okay.
It's going to be all right.
And just like the angel of the Lord said, the woman gave birth to a boy, and they named him Samson. He grew, and the Lord blessed him, and the Spirit of the Lord began to stir him while he was in somewhere. Okay? But the Lord... Yeah. Hey, you guys heard me reading earlier in this podcast before we started.
It wasn't good.
And it wasn't good, so
was
I wasn't
really
even going to
bad.
try.
I thought I'd throw out the pronunciation.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Mahanadan.
Mahanadan. I like it. We'll go for it.
Sure.
But all this is just to set the stage for what's going to happen with this gentleman. And it really is a cool story because he has some supernatural things that I don't believe has really actually ever happened to anyone else per se.
Captain
what I'm
America.
saying?
Not that we've read about.
Captain America.
That's true.
In real life.
There is comic books.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say.
I mean,
you
want to
didn't
go
say
there.
real life.
You got Captain America. You got the Hulk. I mean,
But, like, that's what I
I could
compare
give you a
it to.
list. You know.
That's fair. Some of the things he does are literally superhero
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, he
He's
is
a real
like
life superhero.
It's what he's like. Yep.
Yeah.
He just can't fly. You know.
And that's a bummer.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
Yeah. So anyway, it really is a cool story. We have to be careful sometimes too, though, because the Lord can come to us and we can be on the fence about what we're doing. Does that make sense? It is wonderful that God does take the time to, if we need a little extra convincing, He will help us with that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think He has to.
Correct.
But it's just something that once again, He's just showing His love to us. You know what I'm saying?
And He
Let me
understands.
help you out here.
Patience.
Yeah, patience.
He understands
I mean,
he's dealing with humans.
Yeah.
and I mean, and this is something that you see repeated throughout the Bible. I mean, Moses needs some convincing. I mean, that's the part where it's almost like you have this interaction where God's actually yelling at Moses, "You're going to do this," you know. Or you have Gideon who wants all of these different signs. So I mean, this is something that you see through because I guess humans are just kind of skeptical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes we can I see as we let our brains get in the way. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Instead of just going with what we know, which granted, it would be easier. It's easier for us on this side because we have this guide here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say that or downplay that because they didn't have that then. But at the same time, it's like, go with what you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Lord's laying this out. Take a leap of faith, and let's go.
Run it.
So anyway, if the Lord gives you some instructions, you know, make sure you double check to make sure it is the Lord. That's not a bad thing to do.
Nope.
Because the devil's pretty good. But if he gives you some instructions, you know, start moving forward with it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And thank goodness we serve a God that has patience and gentleness and kindness. You know what I'm saying? That if we do have some moments of doubt there, that He'll help push us through those.
Facts.
All right, so we've got the stage set. We got Samson, and he's going to do some pretty cool things. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.